We are ready.
Yeah.
So let's start with a few words about the Waves platform. So the main idea of the Waves platform that we are the blockchain for the people. That means that you just can take our products and use it, and you are in blockchain world actually. So how did we start it? We started 2 years ago. In April, we had 2 years build the party, and we just Sashi Ivanov, our founder, just started this ICO. This is what was one of the first ICOs actually ever, and it was one of the most successful at that time. And it raised more than 30,000 bitcoins for that period of time. It was amazing. It was very much, and since that time, a lot of things have changed, of course, but we are still here. We have several offices, and our Moscow office is more than 50 people right now.
If I may just clarify, when Pavel said blockchain for the people, he actually meant, and that's what really surprised me, and that's why at first I didn't believe that this is possible. It's super easy. Unlike Ethereum network, which I, by the way, absolutely love and have been mining Ether as well for a long time, and developing some smart contracts on the Ethereum network. With Waves, it's absolutely beginner friendly. It's just clicks. So you create a token in a matter of literally 1 minute. All you need is an idea, a name, short description, and one wave, and with a click you have a token.
Yes, this is what we call blockchain for the people. So the next thing is that we have a great plans. We have already done a lot of things. We have clients, we have DEX, we have token issue, of course. We have a big ecosystem, and we have great plans for the 2018. And this is just a part of our plans. We are starting in April our smart contracts. Ilya will tell more about it. We are looking forward for atomic swap, and we'll give 2 words about what is atomic swap. It's very important in our industry. We are finishing the voting on the blockchain. This is a very important thing for many governments also. And we do messaging, front-end, blockchain, light client, Turing complete, smart contract, something like this. So we have a lot of things to do in this 2018, and this is not all that we're planning on.
Another thing I would like to add to this is that since I've been following Waves platform, it has been developing at literally breakneck pace. So Ilya and his team are doing an amazing job. I know that with Bitcoin, for example, it's a bit different because it doesn't have one leader, and it takes a lot of time to synchronize everybody's opinions. Actually, it's not even possible, therefore all the forks that are happening. With Waves, it's literally one meaningful announcement every few hours or every few days. Since I've gotten involved, which is like a couple of months ago, it feels like this platform has grown up from kind of being a toddler to full adulthood. Okay, it's gonna get married into smart contracts, but it's already quite good.
2 words about, if nobody knows, but it's very important in blockchain technology world and actually in crypto, because the people who stands beside the technologies, who stands beside the platform and so on. So this is 2 words about Alexander Ivanov, our founder. I can speak a lot about him because there is a huge history, but the main thing that he was a founder of several blockchain-based companies that are still very popular and still works. It's coinoma.com, Coin Index, and cryptoassets.fund, something like this. So this is very technology-based things, and this is what we are fond of also. This is 2 words about. Well, actually, today we can speak a lot about Waves technology and how it works. And if you have a lot of deeper questions, you can ask it in the Q&A session, because we can speak a lot about how we do it, how we change, and what we do every day actually. And we have a lot of questions how we differ from other platforms, from other, I don't know, from anyone. And this is also a good question for us to answer you. But in 2 words, we can say that actually we are enterprise ready. And Serjan, as a man who started a node, can tell us 2 words about it, how it works in real life. Just please. Yeah.
Well, my node has been running for several weeks now. By the way, I'll show you an address later to which you can lease your waves to support this node. The point of the node that I've set up, it's called the Vienna node, and you can find it at vienna-node.eu, is actually to support token creation and applications in the real world, including my hope is to support everybody who wants to create their token, to enable transaction fees in the token so that the users don't have to hold necessarily waves in order to pay for transaction fees. I'm not a developer myself. I kind of like technology and do fiddle around with stuff a lot. I do break it often as well, but I'm definitely not an expert. And for me, it took a couple of days to set up a Waves node. By the way, we didn't mention so far that Waves is a proof of stake blockchain. So it's also environmentally friendly because it doesn't waste a lot of electricity. And the point of nodes on the Waves network is that basically the more waves people lease to a node, the kind of stronger it gets in the network, and the more blocks it gets to process, or the more transactions it gets to process. Leasing is a process we'll talk about a bit later, but it's fully secure. It's also an amazing piece of technology because your waves never actually leave your wallet. And in terms of enterprise readiness, I mean, it really doesn't take a lot of time. I don't know how many developers are here in the room. Any kind of developer? Okay, quite a few. So I'm pretty sure if you haven't played with it already, you will figure it out in a matter of a couple of hours. The API is super easy even for a non-developer like me. And I can absolutely imagine that a lot of enterprises who want to tokenize their businesses will be turning to Waves. It has some significant advantages over any other platform, not the least important of which is its speed. It's the fastest blockchain currently available. And actually, it's also an opportunity for developers among you, because these enterprises will need support from people like you to set up custom wallets or any other functionality like that.
Yeah, so this is what it's all about. And the main thing that we like to talk, we launched it at the end of the last year. We're the fastest blockchain actually in the world, and how it looks like, I can show you. So here it is, it's Bitcoin. And no, I see it here.
It is Bitcoin.
Yeah, so here is Bitcoin, and here is Ethereum, and this is Waves. So actually, we have someone in the middle, yes, Dash and Litecoin, but this is how it works. So you can make 7 transactions per second, yes, and you can make it up to 100 per second. So we started, it's called Waves NG. It's based on Bitcoin NG protocol, but it's actually was transferred and it was changed, and we made it in Waves NG. So this is very important thing because, as you know, when it was kitties on the Ethereum, and then we have a lot of kitties, they have some problems with the speed because all of it was used by these kitties. So this is the thing that we want to start also. We want to start our own kitties to show, hey guys, we're not afraid of this stuff because our speed is so fast and we're not afraid of all these things.
I'm a dogs person, so if any of you are thinking about a game, please do crypto puppies on Waves.
Puppies. This is the thing that we are still developing right now. But if when we're talking for that blockchain for the people, it means that not only for developers but for just the people like we. So what we do for that? We have everything that actually you need under one roof. And we have Waves client. It contains decks of. It contains. Sorry. So we have wallet. This is the place where you can store all your crypto assets. This is decentralized wallet that you don't need to you know, very simple, and you can manage all the digital assets within it. So also we have DEX. This is the decentralized exchange, and we can speak a lot about what is opportunities gives us decentralized exchanges. Because centralized exchanges, they are very sometimes dangerous, they are not so fast, and so on and so on. And we also have a lot of things about token launcher. You can launch your token right now if you just get in your client. And I see the hand, you want to ask some questions. The questions when we finish our short presentations, okay? So the token launcher, right now you can open the Waves client and issue your own token. For example, what is your name? Bennett. So right now Bennett can issue Bennett token, and we can also, everyone here can buy it, we can trade it, we can exchange it, and something like this. And this is all within our wallet, within our DEX, and something like this. Also about leasing and mining, two words from our nodes, Vienna node, because you know how it works.
Okay, before that, I forgot to mention, I did write it in the Meetup event invitation, but I want to mention again, please, if you haven't already installed Waves wallet on your cell phones, because we have several coins that we're going to be distributing in the break. And in terms of nodes and leasing, I mean, the entire wallet interface is literally super incredibly simple. It's just clicks. So you have the main when you open the wallet. Maybe we could show it. I'm not sure how this thing works, but or at a later stage.
At a later stage.
Okay. But yeah, there's the first screen is kind of your wallet, which lists your holdings of several of the most popular coins, Waves of obviously, then Bitcoin, Ether, and not even sure how many others. And then you have a portfolio tab where you can where all the other coins are shown. So, for example, Meetup coin that I've created for this meetup and might be used for other meetups as well in Vienna would be listed there. Again, transactions literally take seconds. It's super fast. DEX, the decentralized exchange, is a separate tab. It's still under heavy development on the mobile, I would say, but on the desktop it already works amazingly well. It's pretty much the interface is equal to almost any of the super famous exchanges online, and you can trade any pair of tokens. So every token that you create, by the way, is automatically available on the DEX. So you don't have to do anything extra to add your token to the exchange, which is pretty awesome.
So if anyone here wants to install in 2 clicks our application and get an account with 1 Waves on it, no? You have a QR code, so you just need to scan the first one. It will automatically download our wallet, and if you download the second QR code, it will give you 1 Waves on it. So now it's cost about $7. Yes, this is how it looks like. It's a desktop version, desktop client. This is what already searching for this. We have about 50 million transactions right now. This is 2 words about DEX, how it looks like. It's here. It's for someone who is trader and who knows how to trade. This looks a little bit similar. If knows how to do it, but the most okay. The trade quickly and secure. This is the most important thing, and you don't have to waste money on high fees. Well, there are low fees, and there is no limits to trade. And actually, the most important thing that we have a lot of protection, very secure. So this is in 2 words. If someone here wants to know in details how DEX works, we can tell it in the Q&A session or...
Well, I can explain in 3 words. It's actually pretty awesome. It has a centralized matcher, so if you want to buy something or sell something, you kind of put your order into the DEX. A centralized server matches buy and sell orders, and the exchange actually happens from wallet to wallet. So your funds never leave your wallet unless there is a transaction happening, which is pretty cool because we all know that quite a few exchanges have been hacked and lots of money has been stolen from centralized exchanges, and that's the advantage of this decentralized exchange is the security, and the centralized matching gives the speed.
Yeah, so this is 2 words about DEX and 2 words about token creation. Well, actually, it takes less than a minute. You can use your token that you already held. So I think you should try. It's very nice. And by the way, maybe you heard the news. It was 3 days ago. There is one famous Russian businessman. He has a restaurant, he has a farm, and he issued his own token. And now he wants to sell it, and his token is connected to his time, his professional time. And well, this is not the first, and not the only one actually, but he will be, I think, the first who are well known from everywhere actually. So this is how you can do it, and this is not a problem. So 2 words about leasing. You also, if you have some waves on your wallet, you just don't need to only storage it. You can lease. You can give it in leasing, for example, to Vienna Node. Yes.
Please do.
Yeah, we'll show you. And in 2 words, Sergeant can tell us how it works actually.
I mean, I think we've already explained it. It's so you lease your waves, any amount of waves that you know that you won't be using over the next several days or weeks or months. You lease it to a node which then supports this node in processing transactions. What you get in return is a percentage of the fees, but that's actually quite a small amount. So your motivation when leasing to a node should definitely not be to get rich quick. That's not one of those schemes. But what most nodes, pretty much every node does is they create their own token, and they distribute it to lessors, I think is the word in English, proportionate to the amount of leased waves. And then this token can be used to pay for the services of the node, for example, accepting your tokens or programming time.
So we also have a lot of gateways, and many gateways are coming. This is important thing also, and because many of part of the community also asks when it will appear and stuff like this. So, 2 words about Waves ecosystem. This is also very important because we believe that in 2018 it will be some kind of battle between the platforms, and those who have ecosystems will be in the first place, and we're trying to build our own ecosystem. And it consists of not only of our products, but also we have such thing as liquidity fund. This is a thing that will guarantee help you your tokens and will liquidate all the liquidity tokens actually. So we can describe it with details a little bit later. We have Waves Lab. We launched it 2 months ago, and we have about 8 or 10 now projects in it. So we help ICO projects. We choose the best one, and we help them to with marketing, with promotion, with PR, with legal, with of course some money investments and stuff like this. This is just SimDark, right?
We seem to have
I just
a couple
wanted
of
to
guys
say,
here.
yes, we have one of our favorites, our favorite company, SimDark platform, that were and now is a part of Waves Lab. And I see 2 guys with this SimDark things. Are you from SimDark? Okay, thank you. That's great. So they raised $5 billion dollars for one day with help of Phase Lab actually. So now they are in the process of development. So we have also in our ecosystem we have this thing is called beta tokens. So we support some leading market players in many ways. We also launched and developed the Tokenomica. This is investment bank on the blockchain. It will be based in Singapore and it will work all over the world actually. So this is the part of the ecosystem. And we also have a lot of different other projects and the 2018, but we also believe that if we create and develop the ecosystem, it will help us to conquer the world, maybe, yes?
Well, to help the world become a better place.
So this is 2 words only about Waves platform because some of you know deep things. I want to ask Ilya also come here with us, and maybe Sasha join in answering. So this is the first part of the Q&A session. Right now we have some time to listen your questions. This is how we try to do our meetups actually. So because this is the main part about the waves. So now you can ask questions about anything you want to know, and then we'll continue with Ilya's presentation about smart contracts. Yes. So, do you have any questions? Yes.
Yeah, actually, there are quite a lot of tokens by now who the shareholders of Waves or WCT are receiving probably each week, I would say by now. So first of all, the liquid token first dropped 26th of December, I guess, the last 4 or 5 days ago. Could you explain more in this direction how will the liquidity work? I mean, what you can read about it in the internet is that new projects shall be supported will have liquidity and avoid a whole high volatility in the market itself. But I mean, this is more or less saying nothing about it, so maybe you got a better explanation.
Well, if it's saying nothing about it, it means that it shouldn't be saying anything about it, I think. Yes. So this is a good question. We don't issue any topics. We don't tell much about it because we develop all this thing about liquidity and stuff like this. And this is well, actually a good question. How can we use it in the future? Yes. So. I think that you should come to us in our networking part, and we'll describe it to you in more private conversation because it can be last for more than 5 minutes, and if you don't mind, of course. Okay. So the next, thank you. Don't forget to come to us. We'll try to describe it. Okay. Thank you. The next question. Yeah.
The biggest problem of decentralized exchanges are liquidity. How we want to gain in it.
So what's the question once again? How do we get liquidity for the decentralized exchange?
How you want to raise the liquidity of your decentralized exchange? Because this is the biggest problem of all decentralized exchanges, the liquidity and spreads.
Well.
Yeah, I think I can ask. We'll do it by providing good trading experience. First of all, you know, when you use centralized exchanges, there is also a possibility that your funds will be stolen by these exchanges, right? And this happened like 5 times, at least, I guess, correct? In history. With our DEX, this is completely impossible. What actually happens is centralized matching, but decentralized settlement. This means that when you place an order, your funds are locked, but no one actually has them. They're just locked for a temporary period of time. Then, when they are actually matched, then the swap process.
Yes, but the question is, that's the decentralized exchanges. But about liquidity, which you want to improve with your liquidity fund on the central exchange, which means you buy or you mark Acon the market making goes on in the circle exchange. So what's the idea? How do you provide liquidity? The liquidity part.
Oh, okay. I think if the question is about liquidity fund, it's
So this is the question that this.
Liquidity on the central exchange. So
This is.
like to go.
Yes, this is all somehow connected with the question of that you also asked about the liquidity action. So this is the things that are all connected to. Yeah.
No, I mean how you want to catch up the centralized exchanges, like for example Binance or BTX, where the daily volume around $1 billion with your exchange, whereas the volume tens of millions of dollars.
So for us,
I prefer decentralized exchanges, but sometimes the liquidity is not enough for me or for my friends. So this is the question of why.
Yes, this is the process of okay. This is the process of time. Actually, it will take some time. When first of all people will understand that decentralized exchanges are better in many ways than centralized exchanges. Of course, it will take some time, and all these things that happens to centralized exchanges will help us to show it to people. And the more, well, I think that this is the only way, because we can't, promote it. We can't spend billions of dollars on advertising just to show people, hey, using DEX and stuff like this. So this is, I think, the question of time, and not the only thing is how can we increase the liquidity.
I think an additional point to that is gateways, setting up more and more gateways with other blockchains and fiat currencies. And what you already said and what I also said earlier is that very few people still know about waves. This is the very first meetup, and there are going to be tens of them in the coming months. So the story should spread quite rapidly.
Yeah, of course, the number of gateways, the more gateways we have, the more people will come to the DEX. So, this is just a question of time when it happens. So I don't think that you like the idea that you should wait a little so to when the liquidity will be on a high level, but I think this is on